This is the Cheapino V2, an ergonomic keyboard with 36 keys focused on being a cost-effective keyboard. Although it is focused on cost effectiveness, its construction is excellent. Despite appearing in 3D, it conveys a lot of confidence and is very solid. It also comes with excellent features and an excellent cable. Speaking of the cable, its connection is made with RJ45, which I found much better than the Corne's 3.5 connector. This keyboard has its charms, which are its volume knob and also its exposed controller. Even though I don't use the knob, it conveys a lot of beauty and is a very high quality knob, also fully customizable with the Vial along with the entire keyboard. Your exposed controller is, it doesn't please me that much, although I loved it and found it very beautiful. I'm very afraid of hitting something there easily and ending up damaging it. Well, comparing with the Corne, which I think must be one of its biggest competitors, in the Corne we have only one advantage in my view, which is regarding the position of the thumb keys. In the Corne, it ends up being very comfortable because the keys seem to feel very natural, yes, in relation to the thumb. But on the cheap, the keys end up, you end up having to stretch the thumb a bit more to reach this key here. So in my view, this key could be here, just like it is on the Corne. Well, also speaking of comparing to the Corne, in my case, a larger layout, but I was already using a reduced layout, so I didn't use these keys here. For me, the adaptation was extremely smooth. I just made a small modification in the layout between these keys, which ended up making it easier. Well, a general conclusion about the keyboard is this: extremely cheap keyboard. I paid around $20 and it ended up being my definitive keyboard instead of my Corne. And clearly I can't use it for gaming, but in my day-to-day work and such, I ended up getting very used to it. And well, if it's worth it for you, what I can say is that if you like Patricia's tech with the keyboard and end up collecting and such, right, it would be a very welcome addition to your collection, even for the price. Yeah. And if you're looking for a compact layout, also very good for the price, you can try it. And one thing worth remembering is that you don't actually become more productive using a keyboard like this, but it's much more comfortable for you to work for several long hours. And that's how I feel. So I ended up really liking it since I no longer used the entire layout with these extra keys here from Corne. And anyway, I loved it. I loved this change, and now I'm going to show you a bit of my layout. Well, basically, the first layout is the QWERTY layout. My space is here. Here I have a function key. Here another function key, enter, and the backspace. Well, my first layer, which in this case would be with this thumb here, I have my numbers or symbols that I use the most, the braces, parentheses, and brackets. On the second layer, I have my home row, which would be Control, Guide, Command, Windows or Command Alt, Shift, and here the tab. Honestly, I don't use the del. Here I have the grave accent and the other keys. And in my last layer, which would be with this thumb here, I have some mouse functions configured which end up being useful occasionally, so I end up leaving it there. Well, that's it. And now quickly, a typing test just so you can have a little sense of how to type on the keyboard. Clearly, I'll turn it on first. It has a little LED here.
And that's it. Very comfortable, very good to use, and I will continue using it for the next months and years. I see no reason to use another keyboard at the moment. Well, that's it. An excellent keyboard for the price, delivers much more than it costs. I think it's really worth it. If you want a very compact keyboard, just take a look at this little guy here.
All set, I'll leave the link in the description. Remember, it's an affiliate link. If you buy, you'll be helping me in some way, but if you don't want to help me, you can buy directly by searching for Cheapino V2 on AliExpress. Alright.
That's it. Thank you very much and see you later.